Dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, we'll see how to create a scratch cards in your Android app without using any libraries or dependencies. So let's begin. We'll create a new project. Next, I'll name it as a scratch card in your Android. Yeah, rest of things I'll leave it as it is, like yeah, and click finish. Wait for my environment to load. So yeah, I'll pause this video and wait for the environment to load. Perfect, my environment is loaded up. So before I do anything, I'll also start my emulator in parallel on the right hand side. So let it load up. I'll just minimize this. Yeah, and now what I'll do is I'll first jump to my layout. But before that, what I will do is I'll import some random image from my as an asset. So yeah, let me do that. I'll show you why we are doing this. Yeah, so this is just a flower image. I think I can name it as flower and click next and finish. Yeah, so this will be my underlying or the base image. So once the scratch card is scratched, I want to show this up, that one up. I don't think I need a text view, or probably I'll keep a text view. I'll show you why I'm keeping it. I'll just keep it somewhere on the top, or probably somewhere on the bottom. Yeah, yeah. And then I will need two image view first of all. So the first image view will be with this flower, which will form the my base, like after the scratch card is scratched. So yeah, just to display something. Perfect. So this I will put it somewhere here, and I'm giving some constraints. And this image view, I don't think I need an ID over here, but still it doesn't harm to have an ID. And I'll put another image view on top of it. And what I can do over here is I can select probably any of these icons for the time being, and let me see. Okay, and I will make sure that this covers the previous image completely, something like this, so that when we scratch this, so this will be my scratch card, this disappears and the below one appears. I'll again give some constraints to it so that yeah, so okay, or I can do one more thing. Rather than giving us this kind of icon, I can choose some kind of color over here. Okay, so I think I can go with this one. This looks good. Yeah, this is the color probably something like grayish color of scratch card. I'll be using my code as well. Perfect. And what else? So for this text view, I think I can give some ID because then I can refer it in the code. And yeah, so this I'll make it a little bit bigger. And what else I can do over here? I'll probably make it the size of the text a bit bigger, probably say 24, and alignment could be center. Yeah, so these are cosmetic things. You can skip this part anyway. So this is done. Now what I'll do is I'll quickly jump to the Java code. Yeah, and in Java code, first and foremost, I'll quickly create some of the class variables. One is the for the image view, image view, image view, and one is the text view, text view, text view. Yeah, these are my local variables, and this I will like to associate with the my widgets from the layout. So find view by id r.id.text view. I'm not sure why it is not coming up. Nevertheless, I'll just first finish. The second one is image view. Find view by id r.id.image. Okay, here also I don't think it's coming up. There's some issue with my code or what. Let me quickly go back to my layout and see what is happening here. So, okay, I have this image view, and this one is image view 2. I think I have to refer to image view 2 over here, not image view, but that's a different thing. However, first I should fix this. There's some issue here, so let me see what is the issue. So it says compilation error. I'm not sure why it is saying that. Let me recompile quickly and see what's the actual problem coming up here. So it's building. So let me give it some time. Perfect. On rebuilding, I can see on the right hand side, my this one has come up layout, and even all the errors have gone. If I go back to my Java code, yeah, perfect. No, it's identifying. So I think it was just a compilation error. I had to recompile the code. Yeah. Anyway, so now I can proceed. So what I will do is I'll need to create a few other class variables. So I'll one by one quickly create. So one is like getting the points wherever we are scratching. So those points will be marked as float, what x, and similarly float probably y. Those are the coordinates, and yeah, we'll see how we'll be using it. And then we may need something called as bitmap to, yeah, to create the bitmap in the code, and then respective canvas. Perfect. That's all is what I guess. No, yeah, of course, canvas for paint for the canvas. So I can make a paint. I think I can make initialize it. He only knew paint. Perfect. I think that's all. And also, I'll do one thing. I will create another class variable called print yeah, integer int count. So this will keep a track of the count. I'll initialize it with 0. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so in onCreate method, I don't think I have to do anything more. And what I'll do is I'll just create other methods. So one of the first methods which I will need to create is onTouch. Yeah, this one onTouch event, and this is in of course yeah, inbuilt method. So there will be an override. We will be overriding it this particular method. And so what we will be doing is whenever there is a touch, so there will be a touch motion event. So we will be reading the data from event and doing it accordingly. So we can put an if else on this event, or we can put a switch also, but I think let me be simple. So get action, and this if this action is say for example, yeah, so they are like action down or up, so I'll go with down, so that means it's started, the pressing has started. And then what I'll do is the variables which we have created above, right, x and y, so we will get those variables from the coordinates of this event variable. Similarly for y, event get y, yeah. And then if say for example my other could be event dot get action equals to motion moves. I think there should be something called motion event dot action move, yeah. So if this is the case, then what I will do is I will call another method which will basically clear this up. So let me first quickly create another method which will be a kind of private. It does not need to be a public. So private void and uh, method. No, I will just name this as clear a scratch card. Perfect. And I will be calling this method from this one. So this is basically whenever it's moving around, so it will be taking this as a points and it will be clearing this up. But however, we should do one more thing. Wait a minute. We should update these points over here when it's moving as well. That time as well. Okay. So that's all in this method is what I guess. Or wait a minute. I think if I can make this method a much more simpler, what I can do is I can just quickly Control X. I can take it out from this one, and I don't need this particular method as well, and I don't need yeah, make it much more simpler. Simpler the code is, the better it is always. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now I will get into my this method, which will basically based on the points which is received in this onTouch event method, it will clear it the scratch card. So in this method, first and foremost, what I'll do is I'll just check whether the bitmap variable is null or not. If it's null, then we may have to create this variable because that means this is the first time, right? So bitmap dot create bitmap, and to create a bitmap, what we will do is we'll need a Say for example, we can use this one, that fourth one. Yeah. So image view dot get width, and then image view dot get height, and what is the third argument? Third argument was, I think, config. So for config, what we can do is config dot, I can choose what? There were some good options coming up, right? I think I can choose this one. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So once my bitmap is created, what else I can do is, this is the first time, so I'll create my canvas as well using this bitmap. I don't have to do it again and again always. So new canvas and bitmap. I think it should be a small. Yeah, perfect. And then what I can do is I can just quickly draw a color, and here probably we have to give the color code in hexadecimal. So I have already taken a note, so that's why I'm giving it. Otherwise you may have to check it, whatever the color of the scratch card you want. So I'm trying to give it something similar to what we have already chosen, which will be a light gray, which is usually the color of a scratch card. And then I'll create my paint. If you notice, if you remember, we have already created a paint object on the as a class variable. And yeah, so we may have to create, yeah, Xfermode. Choose this one, and then new. I think, yeah, we can. No, not this one. The PorterDuff. Yeah, new PorterDuff Xfermode. This one. Yeah. And then what we can do is we can choose the mode. Yeah. So I'll go for mode clear, and I think that's all. So this will be a part of the initial part where in if else, so only one time it will run. And now what we'll do is in each of this call we will be drawing something like, yeah, circle is what I had thought of. However, we can choose different shapes as well, it doesn't matter. And then what we can do it is, say for example, float x, float y, and yeah, here we may have to give some kind of probably offset. Let's see, 400 should be fine, and some kind of radius, so 60 is what I will go with. And then paint, anyway we have that paint object created, so that's all. And now what I'll do is, if I'll check, say for example, the int count, the object what we created is greater than a particular threshold. Okay, threshold also I could have taken as a variable, as a constant variable, but it's okay. I'm just improvising over here. If that is greater than 150, do certain things. If not, else then do certain things. So what is that thing? So that thing is basically we will be setting the image view with the image bitmap. And if it's greater than a threshold, then better to clean it up. So I'll just go for null. However, if it's less than that, then keep, eh, yeah, set image bitmap. No. Keep updating the image. So I will go for image bitmap, and over here I can give the variable as my bitmap. And also what I can do is, yeah, over here that's what I wanted to use, the text view, set text. And in this set text, what I can do is probably say for example integer to string, and inside this I can give my int count, but plus I'll do, so that it just adds up every time, so that it reaches the threshold after the while. So that's all, I guess. Let me run it quickly and see if it works or not. So I'll just bring this down in the meantime when the code is working. So perfect. If you notice, it's working fine. Okay, no, it did not. My code is still running. So I'll just, yeah, perfect. If you notice, the moment it reaches a threshold, my upper one has cleared up, and this one has come up. The underlying whatever image or text or jackpot and whatever you want to put, you can put it there. But I'll do one thing. I'll reduce this threshold to certain extent and then try it out again. Yeah. So yeah, perfect. This one looks, yeah, the threshold of 120 looks much better. So you can choose the threshold. Okay. So this I have tried to show in a very simple way. Definitely you'll need to do it in your main program. So there may be floating windows and all where you are pulling out your sketch card. But I just wanted to show you the simplest possible way that you have to just define a, yeah. You can play with the numbers here, this threshold number, radius, and this threshold number, and you will get yeah, a better sketch card for yourself. So that's all. I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any questions or suggestions, then please put in the comment section below. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.